Thank you to Simthic, accessible via sim.gg for the weapon stats used in making this video. Link in the description. Hello, this is yet another entry into a series I've been calling Final Meta, an exploration into the infantry weapons in Battlefield 5 following its final content release. This video covers the Model 8, RSC, ZH-29, and Selbstlader 1906. These are the self-loading rifles of the recon class, providing a faster firing rate to the longer-ranged fights the recon class is associated with. For all 4 weapons in this video, the sniper combat role is beneficial, as repeated shots are required if fighting enemies with full health, even with headshots. For the Model 8 and RSC, there is some utility to switching to Pathfinder to take advantage of a teammate's superior spawn beacon location, as flanking is more important with those rifles due to their shorter effective ranges. When it comes to the sight suggestions, for the Model 8, iron sights come with the benefit of not interfering with clip reloads like the scopes do, and are far superior to the poor sight picture of the 2x aperture sight option. And considering the engagement ranges and its lower recoil, irons suit the weapon well anyway. For the RSC, iron sights are similarly recommended. However, because its reload speeds are unaffected by scopes by default, the RSC can be paired with a 3x scope fairly comfortably. Just know you will slow down your aiming speed for a weapon that tends to operate better in middle ranges. The Selbstlader 1906 should get a 2x scope, as it provides a clear sight picture that doesn't interfere with the reload speed. The ZH-29 should get a 6x scope, assuming you follow my upgrade tree suggestions. For the gadget recommendations, the smoke grenades, flare gun, and spawn beacon are my primary suggestions. You generally should be playing relatively aggressively with these guns, but try to keep to the enemy's flanks. And all 3 of these gadgets provide an effective means for aggressive flanking. However, in smaller maps where obtaining flanks will be difficult and be unlikely to bear much fruit, I instead suggest the AP mines over the beacon, as they tend to be fairly effective in small maps due to high traffic, and can provide you some protection from enemy flanking activities. There is one more caveat to my suggestions. For the ZH-29, assuming you use a 6x scope like you should with my suggested build, it goes better with a spotting scope, as this will allow you to more safely scope a distant area without producing scope glint and giving your position away, as well as spotting distant groups of infantry and vehicles for your team without having to worry about running out of flares. Which sidearm you select is extremely important, as these rifles have some of the worst ammo reliability in the game, and are awkward to use when you spend a significant amount of time near the enemy, making the SLRs ill-advised for close quarters despite their generally fast times to kill. So I suggest the Mark 6 revolver for its fast, close range time to kill and damage model that meshes well with these self-loading rifles. That said, you shouldn't rely too much on the gun in an emergency, as its swap time is slow, and its bullet velocity is worst among sidearms. If you are more interested in a weapon that can act more as a mid-range emergency finisher, the P08 is also not a bad choice. It's sort of the inverse in terms of stats of the Mark 6, however, and it's not as impressive in close range, so you'll want to avoid CQC in general. When it comes to melee suggestions, these weapons work best with the hand tools, as the hand tools can act as a finishing blow in very close quarters if you land a shot with your primary or Mark 6 first. A special note on the gadgets for these rifles before I get into each rifle individually, all 4 of these rifles have access to a barrel bedding upgrade that uniquely bundles in the effects of custom stock, making the upgrade a 2-in-1. This is a hard to pass up upgrade regardless of rifle. The Model 8's tree is one that is flexible, with 3 viable builds. The standard build is all right side of the tree, turning the Model 8 into a semi-aggressive aimed strafing gun. This is arguably the most optimized of the 3 builds that are viable, as it has that barrel bedding upgrade and quick reload, which helps to minimize the Model 8's terrible ammo reliability. Strafe firing is viable, though for longer ranged shots I suggest remaining still, as beyond 50 meters you will need 3 body shots or a headshot and a body shot to get a kill. A build that takes advantage of the Model 8's unique position among self-loaders with its fastest firing rate would have you go all left, resulting in recoil buffer, slings and swivels, trigger job, and enhanced grips. This is for the rushing aggressive build that maximally speeds up your time to kill and reactive capabilities. An important note though, while this build is unique among self-loading rifles, the P08 carbine has a similar build and is better suited to the playstyle because of its larger magazine, despite the P08 carbine's slow time to kill with body shots. This build also forgoes the 2-in-1 barrel bedding upgrade, though this does have better range and faster kill times than the P08 carbine rusher build. Long range is somewhat less important for a rusher, however, and the long and frequent reloads are hard to justify. That said, it's good for times when you are 1v1 on a point as a result of trying to rush past enemy lines. Finally, there is one remaining build, and it mixes aimed fire with rushing. Right, left, right, resulting in quick aim, slings and swivels, trigger job, and lightened stock. This build capitalizes on the Model 8's unique features and upgrade combinations, but forgoes accuracy, meaning that while you can move quickly while aimed down your sights, you should still stop moving to fire your shots, as the weapon simply lacks the ammo reliability to work well spamming the trigger while moving without improved overall accuracy. The RSC should get left, right, right, resulting in recoil buffer, quick reload, barrel bedding, and lightened stock. The RSC, like the Model 8, works well as a semi-aggressive aimed strafing gun as well, but trades out some of its firing speed and takes on more upwards recoil for access to significantly superior ammo reliability compared to the Model 8, with one extra round in the magazine enabling a whole additional kill within its ideal range of 50 meters, and removable magazine-like reload speeds, even if the gun doesn't technically use removable magazines. This is a weapon that doesn't specialize in any particular way, however. If you want a weapon that has a general usefulness in most situations, the RSC is probably the most middle road option available to the recon class. As a result, my suggested build reflects a simple optimization rather than a capitalization of any particular strength. However, among the two fast-firing SLRs, this gun's reloads are not negatively impacted by scopes, so a 3-time scope can be usable, assuming you trade recoil buffer for quick aim and stick to longer ranged engagements of 40 meters or so, acting as a sort of designated marksman similar to the middle road semi-autos of the assault class. The ZH-29 is the best of the SLRs for the longest range engagements. As such, you should select upgrades that bolster that. I suggest left, right, left, resulting in high velocity bullets, detachable magazines, barrel bedding, and recoil buffer. Most of these upgrades are largely self-evidently better than their alternatives for longer ranges, though there is an asterisk. Mainly, the bipod technically provides even better very long range capabilities than recoil buffer. However, being bipoded leaves you vulnerable to rushers and long range headshots, and is generally not worth its setup time. Some level of mobility is warranted for maximum effectiveness of the weapon. Another thing of note is that on top of getting the bundled double upgrade that is the SLR's barrel bedding, you also get detachable magazines, which not only improve reload times in general, it also gives you one additional round in the magazine, providing the possibility of 3 kills before needing to reload at all, instead of only 2. It also makes the ZH-29's reload unaffected by scopes. Picking the right side of the middle upgrade is basically getting 5 upgrades in 2. The Selbstlader 1906 should go left, right, left, resulting in quick aim, barrel bedding, lightened stock, and recoil buffer, despite having a generally longer range ability compared to the Model 8 and RSC. Matching the ZH's damage model, the M1906's main strength over the ZH is its superior rate of fire without having to use up valuable upgrades. This improves its time to kill. This does come with the price of significantly slower reload speeds, however, and the inability to place a 3 times or 6 times scope on the weapon without further slowing down its reload speeds. This weapon plays out like a designated marksman weapon, rather than a full-on sniper like the ZH, only with significantly faster body shot kill times comparatively beyond 50 meters when contrasted with the semi-autos of the assault class or any of the other SLRs, unless you waste the ZH's middle upgrades merely to match it. This makes it great for shutting down 1 or 2 infantry before they can realistically react, but you can be easily overwhelmed due to its extremely poor ammo reliability if the enemy gets too close to you. In general, these guns vary somewhat in ranged engagements. The ZH-29 is best for more traditional, very long-range sniping, while the Model 8 and RSC both suit middle ranges, much like the semi-auto rifles of the assault class. While the Selbstlader 1906 straddles the line between being a sniper's gun or a more aggressive DMR. You generally want to be stationary to maximize accuracy for very long ranges. However, assuming you have the barrel bedding and light and stock upgrades, strafing and aimed fire can also be effective at more middling ranges and help prevent you from being easily headshot by a bolt-action sniper. For the closer range rifles, feel free to be a bit more mobile and aim strafe often. If you build the Model 8's rusher build, sprint frequently to take advantage of its fast and reactive upgrades and get flanks. Generally speaking though, you shouldn't pre-fire with any of these rifles. Even the RSC, the gun with the best ammo reliability of all four. It's still best suited to the playstyle of waiting to have visual confirmation before firing. That said, you are actually encouraged to dump your magazine once you've already started firing if you are using the Selbstlader 1906 or Model 8, as you will spend less time reloading overall if you make it a habit to reload empty with those rifles. In fact, if you have 1 or 2 rounds left in the magazine, even if you aren't in the heat of battle, you want to normalize simply firing off the rounds to speed up your reload. Ammo conservation is a lower priority to the overall improved survivability of being ready to shoot with a full magazine. In terms of times to kill, these are some of the fastest killing weapons in Battlefield 5 for body shots. This is balanced out by the fact that headshots don't improve the time to kill at any range for the ZH-29 and Selbstlader 1906, or the Model 8 and RSC within their max damage range of 50 meters. Though you can achieve a 2-shot kill with a headshot beyond 50 meters with those rifles. Their slow bullet velocity can make this a tad tricky, however. In conclusion, if you want to play a bit more aggressively as a recon, but still want long-range capabilities, these are the best options available, with faster times to kill than many other weapons, even outside the recon class, and higher firing rates with a lack of a headshot emphasis, making them more usable up close. They strike a balance, giving them more flexibility on the battlefield. Thank you for watching my video to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications.